Hi everyone, welcome to the second step in my video tutorial series on how you can create your own website with WordPress. Okay, this is aimed for the beginner, so if you've never done this before, hopefully you'll be able to follow this along step by step. Like I've mentioned, this is step 2. If you've randomly come across this video, please look back in the playlist for step 1, follow through there and come back. Okay, so the second step in our process is we need to purchase a web hosting service. Okay, what is a web hosting service? Now the best way I can try and explain this is a web hosting service is something that actually contains your website's data. Think about it like owning a piece of a hard drive on the internet. Okay, but it's always turned on, so if anyone ever tries to access your website, your data is always available. Okay, compare that to your hard drive in your computer, which if you turn your computer off, your website will go down if that's where your website was stored. This information, almost like in the cloud, is always accessible, always available, and that's where your website is essentially installed up to. I hope that makes sense. Okay, the service I use is hostgator, and I would recommend that if you are going to follow this entire guide, that you do follow step 1 and use Namecheap, and that you do follow this guide and use hostgator, because the rest of the steps do rely on, we go into these websites, into our accounts, and we need to direct things here and there. So if you're going to follow this through and you are new, please try and stick to the script as it is. So click the link below, set yourself up a hostgator account, come back to the video, and we'll go from there. But essentially you need to create an account. Okay, so once you've done this, you will then have to choose a hosting service, and there are, like anything, different plans. So these do change. If you're watching this in the future, these might have varied, but ultimately you're looking at what a plan offers. Now personally, I do have more than one website, so I use the baby plan, and that's because if you look here, I can have unlimited domains, which means that I can actually have one service run unlimited different websites. Okay, and it's not going to cap me at 5, 10, etc. Okay, and also I get unmetered bandwidth, which essentially means it's not going to cap me and say I can only put X amount of content on my website. Now again, if you are new to this, that might not be beneficial. This one, the one I use, is $6 a month. If you're only going to run one, you might want to save a couple of bucks every month and go for the Hatchling plan, but it will cap you out at one domain. So if you're going to have one website, that's the only one you can have essentially that's hosted through this. If you wanted to make another one, for whatever reason, and trust me that might happen, it's always a good idea to have a practice website first before you actually do this. Then you're going to have to basically upgrade to a different plan, cancel your plan, etc. So again, it really depends on your purposes and what you're doing and what you need. So I use the baby plan, but I've got more than one website, so again, it's up to you. Essentially, you will need to purchase a plan. Now unfortunately, this is a monthly cost, so it will cost you $6 a month for the baby plan, for instance. Okay, which for some people it's a bit of money, some people it's not. It's basically the price of a beer every month. That's the way I think about it. So again, if you're going to commit to this, then feel free, but just bear in mind it is an ongoing thing to keep your website live and online. So choose what suits you best, sign up, run through the process. I already have a hostgator account. I'm on the baby plan. I don't need another one. But once you have done this, okay, finish that process off, come back to step 3. Hope this makes sense. See you next time.